guys, so for today's video, this is the most random video that I have filmed in a really long time. I'm going to be doing a first impressions video on the new Kylie Cosmetics Kyshadow. Catch that one? Very clever, huh? The Kyshadow Bronze Eyeshadow Palette. This is so random and unexpected. I was not planning on doing this. I've actually had such a busy day, and it is currently almost 8:30, 8:28 right now, and I decided just to take a quick body shower and run over here and film this video for you guys because I received this package in the mail today. This was sent to me from Kylie Cosmetics, just so you guys know. I received this package in the mail and I jumped on Snapchat and just showed you guys some like finger swatches and showed you the packaging and the palette and all that jazz. And then I asked you guys if you would like to see me use this in a video or do a first impressions. And I'm not kidding. I had so many snaps requesting it that my snap literally froze and shut down. I went to Twitter and I swear the tweets were coming in so fast I could barely read them just from people asking to do a first impression. And I just want to say thank you because I've mentioned recently that I've just been in kind of a rut. I haven't been feeling inspired, but I am taking action to make changes in areas so that I can help get myself out of that. But honestly, you guys, just seeing you so excited over an eyeshadow palette has really just made me so happy. And you guys have just kind of like relit my excitement right now for makeup, and that's why I'm here right now. I am just like so happy to be doing this right now. I'm so appreciative and thankful for you guys and your excitement for makeup in general. So I'm just happy to be here. The first thing I want to say about this though is the same thing that I saw on Snapchat and on Twitter a couple of nights ago, is the packaging itself slays my soul. Like when I saw Kylie's Snapchat of this, I didn't even care what was inside this box. When I saw this, I was like, ah! Oh God, can you imagine if I opened it up and they're like all shattered? I would die. I just think it is so cool and different. And can we talk about this? Like, can we talk about this? This comes, whenever you order the palette, this comes in there with a little note on the back. And I can't. So this is what the palette itself looks like right here. You can kind of get an idea for the size. It's like very small and compact. It's cardboard, very extremely lightweight. And on the back, it has the shades right there. It has her signature. I think this is like the coolest concept right here. It's like so simple, but yet it's like very modern and edgy. Come on, this is like, of course. We all saw this and we were all like, yes, perfect. I have swatched this one, this one, this one, and this one. These matte shades right here on my hand, I showed you guys on Snapchat. I will say the swatches are very, very promising, but again, that's just a finger swatch, so we will see how it actually goes on the eyes. I'm gonna be completely and totally honest in this video. I have absolutely no reason to lie to you guys. I never have, and I never will. The day that I start lying to you guys for any reason is the day that my mom will bend me over her knee and spank me and shut my channel down. I will be totally honest with you guys about this, as I always have been, as I was honest about her liquid lipsticks when they first came out. So I just gotta put that disclaimer out there. No one is paying me. I did receive these this palette for free from Kylie Cosmetics. I just got in today. I am doing this video by request, and that's all I have to say. Let's get started. I don't know if I already mentioned, but I do have my entire face of foundation, concealer, and powder. So my base is already completely done. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into the eyes. And the first color I'm gonna pick up is this one right here, a warm medium matte brown. I would compare this to something along the lines of like MAC Saddle. I'm gonna pick it up on a fluffy natural hair brush. See how this applies, guys. I'm like anxious and excited to see how these apply. I'm gonna just go ahead and put this right in the crease. Oh my gosh. So far, so good, you guys. I'm liking what I am seeing. I'm gonna zoom you in more so that you can really see what I'm doing. Don't be scared. Now that I have less product on the brush, I'm going to bring it all the way in to the inner corner because I am going to cover my entire lid with product today. So I'll just lightly feather it in there. Applying just like any other shadow that I like applies. Like it's applying similar to Makeup Geek shadow. It's applying similar to MAC shadow, which I have to say on a different note, I feel like MAC shadows have kind of gone down recently. Like, is that just me? Because I've started using more and more brands and like my standards have gotten higher, but I feel like MAC shadows used to be better, especially the shimmers. I don't know why, but anyways, not important. Okay, so now I'm going to pick up this shade right above it, which is definitely a little bit more of a cool tone, has a little bit more of a gray undertone in it. I'm gonna be using the exact same brush, and this is the Morphe M441, by the way. I'm gonna go right over top of that now, just a little bit higher up in the crease, but right over top of it. this color is applying beautifully. I mean, since the first one applied beautifully, I'm sure all the mattes will, but you never know because sometimes in some palettes there's a lot of inconsistency. Like one matte will be gorgeous and then the next one right next to it won't like blend. You know what I'm saying? All right, now I'm gonna pick up the middle shade, which is so pretty, and that is in the shade Citrine. Citrine? Like Citrine? Oh God, I'm such an idiot. I'm going to take like a less amount of it and I'm just basically gonna like take my brush and like go like this and just like dab a little bit of it, dab a little bit in it, just so that I have like a little amount of the product on the tip of my brush. And then I'm gonna very lightly, with a more light hand, go over that whole area just to give it that warmth and brightness that an orange shadow does. Oh yes. Kylie, honey, I'm a little impressed, not gonna lie. All right, I'm just gonna pick up a smaller blending brush. It basically looks the exact same, but just a little bit smaller. And this is the Morphe M433. And I'm going to go back in with that original color right here. And I'm just gonna put a little bit on the brush. And I'm now just gonna press this kind of on my lid, just like a light sweep, just to get that color. Because I want this to basically be a matte look. Honestly, you guys, these shadows are blending so well. I mean, you can see it on camera, you know, like you can't fake it. You can see how well they're blending. They're not choppy, they're not streaky, they're not patchy. I'm really impressed right now. Now I'm gonna grab this shadow all the way down here, and this is Obsidian. Okay, how come all these names are things that I have no idea how to pronounce? Like, I need to go back to school. And this is a really pretty, like, medium tone, very warm, rich, reddish brown. It reminds me of like a MAC Swiss chocolate. So this one, as I swirl my brush in this one, it did have more pickup than the others right here. But I will say, I know just from other stuff that I'm working on, that reds are typically like that. If you ever swatch a shadow that has a lot of red pigment in it and it kicks up a ton of shadow, it's really, really tricky to develop red undertoned eyeshadows. So it does have a lot of kickback compared to the other ones. Gonna go ahead and put this out here. And this has nice pigment too. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more because I don't want fallout. Yeah, this has really nice pigment for a reddish shadow because again, it's really hard to get good pigmentation when you're working with red shades. I know a lot of times in palettes, I'll be so excited about the red color, or like the cranberry color, and then when you actually go to use it, it has like absolutely no pigment in it. It's just very tricky to develop red. I will say this one is not applying as easily as the others. The others were so like worry-free and so easy. This one I'm having to kind of press it in a little bit more, but again, that's probably because of the red. Like it has a little bit more fallout, but still, this is nothing that I would like complain about. This is just very standard to me. You know, this is the same as any other eyeshadow brand. So now for this part, I am going to just bake my under eye really quick because I'm going to go in with the darker shades, and I just don't want like any of it to fall out, like the dark brown and the black to fall out and like mess up my foundation. So I'm going to grab some translucent powder and a damp beauty sponge. If you do your foundation first and then you want to go in with dark eyeshadows and you're scared that you're going to get it all over your face, this is just a way to make sure that you do not ruin your concealer and foundation, because you can just sweep all the product away and you're good to go. I mean, you look a little bit like a freak while you're doing it, but whatever. All right, so now I'm going to grab the middle shadow on the bottom, and this is in the shade Bronzite, and this again is matte. So far we have only worked with the matte shades. And what brush do I want to use for this? I'm going to stick with the same exact brush that I've been using. And I'm going to pack this on. Ooh, this is nice pigment. I'm going to pack this on using just a tiny bit right on the lash line area, and then just ever so slightly put it in the outer corner of my eye. I don't want this to be too intense, so I'm going to keep it kind of light. For this part, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to take like just a small angled brush like this one right here. I'm going to dip in a translucent powder, and I'm going to carve out. I don't know if you guys have ever seen me do this before, but this is a great trick if you want like a slanted cattish type eye, but you don't want to use tape or you have on foundation already. And I'm just going to stamp it on there just like this. and then it will make it so that when we wipe it away, you have just like an immediate cat eye. I'm going to go back and I'm going to grab a little bit of these two shades and mix them together. Just a little bit of that warm brown and that orangey. And I'm going to put a tiny amount on my brush, not too much. And I'm just going to blend out this harsh line right here on the edge, just with tiny little wiggling motions. And as you can see, I'm slightly getting rid of my translucent powder. That's okay. You don't have to worry about that. You can go back in and grab a little bit more of it and just put it right over top of that line and let it sit, and it will just continue to erase anything that you bring down there. All right, now I'm going to grab a pencil brush. Any pencil brush will do. And then I'm going to go in with the black shade right here. And this one looks like it's gonna be super black. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna run it right along my lash line. I am just dipping my brush like one dab into the black because I don't want to get tons and tons of fallout. So when I pick up the black, I'm literally going like boop, like one thing and then tapping off the excess. And you can see the pigment that it gives. Okay, so at this point I have used almost all the matte shades, except I have not used this one just because I personally am not a like matte white vanilla cream kind of girl. I know that tons of people are, which is why everyone puts it in their palettes, but I'm not. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to go in with a shimmer color, but typically I would just leave it like this and put on some lashes and mascara and clean up my brows and all that jazz. But I'm going to use one of the shimmers so that we can see how they apply. And I don't know which one I want to, I'm gonna do this one. It picks up nicely, like when I'm grabbing it with my brush, like it seems to pick up nice. It doesn't have, like doesn't get chunky or anything. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it right in here in the inner corner. Okay, so I'm not getting much of anything on my eyes, but I actually thought about this when I was applying the matte shadow beforehand, because most of the time when you apply a matte shadow before a shimmer shadow, you don't get any color payoff. And I thought about that as I was applying the matte shadow. Like if this was on just regular bare skin, I wonder if it'd be different. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to like prime the back of my hand really quick, and I'm going to apply it to my hand to see if it applies better, because it might be because of the fact that I just put a matte shadow down and then shimmers don't work. I'm gonna apply the exact same shadow that I just tried to apply on my lid because I feel like I didn't give it like a fair chance, and I don't want to say that it's terrible before I try this. So this is Tiger Eye, again the same one that I used on my eyelid. I'm gonna pick up the same amount on my brush right there, and let's see if we apply it like this. Okay, see now, look, now we're getting pigment like it's supposed to have. Let me grab the other eyeshadow, wipe off my brush. I'm gonna grab the other shimmer and try. Okay, see, so they are showing up on my hand with a brush perfectly fine. So I'm gonna just say that the reason that it's not showing up on my lid is because of the fact that I use a matte shadow first. I'm gonna go back over with just a little bit more black eyeshadow because I just want this look to be smoky. You know, I figure if we're doing a first impression videos of eyeshadow, like we get to do something dark and smoky and really see what these shadows can do, right? All right, I'm just grabbing a brush and wiping away my under eye area to get rid of all that bakage. And now you can see what that translucent powder did for my eyes, how it made it like a nice slant right there. See how it just cleans it up and gives you a cat eye? It's a really nice tip. You can see it right there. I'm just gonna make this a little bit sharper. So I just looked over in that mirror and I was like, wait a second. This looked a little unblended, if you ask me. Okay, I'm going to grab the middle shade right here in the very top. It's another shimmer and it is in the shade Quartz. I'm gonna attempt to highlight my brow bone with this because I don't know if it's gonna be too dark. So let's try this one. I don't know, we'll find out. Oh yeah, no, it works. Okay, cool. It's working. I'm going over it with Jasper, which is the light creamy matte shade. I'm gonna pop on a new pair of lashes I have not tried yet, and they are Fluff and Dolled Up. So by Velour Lashes. Oh my God, Dolled Up. I used to wear those back in the day. But these are like the new silk version of them. All right, so now I have my lashes on, and I'm so mad at myself. When I was applying mascara, I got it right here, like a huge glob, and then I had to try to get rid of it, and it smudged my eyeshadow, so now my eyeshadow looks like it's all like unblended, and this is my nightmare. This is my actual nightmare. All right, I'm gonna grab a pencil brush. This is like an old pencil brush from Sedona Lace from like years ago. And I'm gonna grab this shade right here, the warm kind of caramel brown shade. I'm going to just put that right on my lower lash line. Now I'm gonna take this reddish brown shade in the far corner, and I'm gonna put that right over top. Am I the only person that doesn't really look at themselves like when they do this? Like they just feel for it and just look around the room? I'm gonna pick up a small definer brush like this right here, and I'm gonna dip it into the black. I'm gonna put that just on the outer corner of my lower lash line. I'm trying so hard not to make my face where I'm like, always do when I apply shadow on my lower lash line. Oh, I almost made it. See that? I stopped myself real quick. I'm gonna apply some MAC Costa Riche eye pencil in my waterline, just because I feel like my waterline looks a little bare. All right, so I just threw on some makeup, obviously, to finish off my look, but I figured you guys didn't want to see that because this video was about this bad boy right here, right? So I will say that my overall takeaway from this palette is that if you are looking for an everyday neutral basic palette that just applies easily, you're not looking for anything that's too metallic, you're not looking for anything that's too difficult or too bright or intense, this would be the palette for you. It is a great everyday, like girl next door palette. I will say for me personally, I wish that the shimmers had more of a pop, more of like a metallicness to it, but that's because I am secretly a drag queen inside. I always apply my shimmers with MAC Fix Plus, or unless they're like a really intense, already metallic, like foiled shadow, if I go with a shimmer, I want it to be shimmer. Like I don't want a subtle shimmer, I want like glitter, you know? But someone like my sister who just loves like that everyday look, like she would love these shimmers because they have a nice color payoff, but they're just very subtle. When I tried to apply it over my matte eyeshadow, it did not work. But honestly, I was stupid for even trying to do that in the first place. I know better than that. But when I primed my hand and put it on my hand with the brush, they were beautiful. So I honestly though think that that's kind of how she intended it because of the fact that there are so many more mattes. There's only 2 shimmers in the 9 color palette. So I have a feeling that she didn't want these to be very vibrant and intense, obviously, because she made them a little bit more subtle as opposed to like a really intense, like metallic, creamy, shimmery eyeshadow, you know? Overall, I would give this palette an A for sure. I would give the packaging an A+. This is sick nasty. I love this packaging so much. If I was Kylie, I would blow this image up like gigantic, like the size of a wall, and like put it above my couch or my bed or something because I think it is just so cool. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling. Thank you so much for watching this video, you guys. I really hope that you enjoy. I love you. Thank you so much for requesting this, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah! Bye.